on your videos after I watch them. But first, I gotta go back and finish watching Charlie's real quick, and then I'll jump on yours. And there was one more I had to stop. Oh, Joel Drummond text said he has one in the, what do you call it?
Ah, yes. Pushing the buttons, making it go. Welcome back to Dimebag Darren World Headquarters here in the corner of my living room. We were hanging out at Malay and hanging out with Marty. But we're going to go on to our very own search here. 4-roll search at a time. We got a whole box to go through, and it's going to be up, down, and no time flat. Not a big thing that's going to take a lot of time. Because there really isn't that many rolls. When you grab a box of Toonies, it's either 4-roll hunts and you get 5, or it's 5-roll hunts and you get 4, and they just don't take very long. But there's a lot of money involved because you got $1,000 tied up in that box. And let's hope that it gives up some of the goodies. We've had really good luck starting from the bottom going to the top. So that is what we're going to do today. Malay Man 24, thank you for coming by. I got brain damage here. Still moving my mouse around looking for things and stuff. There we go. Yeah, point the camera down just a little bit. Telling everybody else about their cameras and their sound and their this and their that and their the other thing. This is an example of how I do it, but I've stolen all my good ideas from other people too. In this case, this layout is what Copper Owl does. And I thought, you know what? That looks damn cool. I'm going to do the same as that. So we can show you the coin. We can show you Fat Boy at the desk. We can show you banners. Hang on, Fat Boy at the desk was not me. I mean, it was me, but the problem is it's a still picture from a few days back because my camera got jammed up. I'm going to unjam it. Oh yeah, it's not pointed at anything. Hang on. B.A. Tringer, thanks for stopping by. Kinemine, thanks for stopping by. Brown Sugar, Martin. Everybody from, obviously it's basically like a Malay Man raid. Let me just reposition. Ooh. Oh boy. Oh boy. There we go. Let's see Fat Boy in his big chair. Not the most flattering shot. Motorcycle. Yeah. No. Oops. Oh, there we go. This one. Yeah, that one works out good. Ghost Nancy T, thanks for stopping by and smacking the schmack button. Appreciate that. Where's my mouse? Nancy has put up a great video helping you all use the Streamlabs thingy. If you want games in, I'm sorry, I'm burping. You want games in your chat, you want to learn how? I would suggest you tune into Ghost Nancy T's latest. I'm going to do another tech video soon, but Ghost Nancy's got it covered. If you are interested in getting your Streamlabs games on, baby, and you want to get people involved in that and provide them fun things to do while they're at your channel, well, that's what you got to do. What's going on here? Okay, fine. Oh, I see. Brain damage. Alrighty, there we go. Now the signal's going out there. Okay, so we're ready to start. I know it's like we started already, but kind of not really. Because if you come for one of these lives are to make the shorts. And the shorts always start out like this. Now, when I get to the end of this and it sounds like I'm going, all you people who are live, you don't leave because it's not. I'm broken. Okay, here we go. Let's see here. Ketamine, brown sugar, DH ringer. Ketamine, don't retract your messages. I can see them. It's okay. Say hi. It's all right. All right. Okay, here we go. All I need to do is find the record button and start. Oh yeah, and the music thing that I already stopped. I want a bit of music behind it all. I'm not going to use the normal music. Where is it? What did I do? I had it playing. I got rid of it. I did not. I had it over here. Okay. Too many windows. Too little time. Let me just get my poop in a group here. Okay. Well, it may be that. I don't know. Did I get rid of it? I'm not sure. I know this is open too many times. So let's close that. That background music happening again like I like. Put that away. My N2AM. All right. Welcome back to Dimebag Darren World Headquarters here in the corner of my living room. One more time. That's where we do it. This is where all the magic happens. None in the bedroom. All here in the corner of my living room where everybody can watch through a big front window and I have to keep it PC and worry-free. And hopefully that's what's going to happen today. Hi, everyone. It's Dimebag. We're going to dive right in. Got us some box of Toonies, 4 up, ready to go. And we're going to waste no time in getting right out of here. So let's start by kicking that out. We got a Vimy right away. Drop those 2 in there. And let me get the Vimy up there so you can see it. One of the nice collectible ones that we can just move that one way out of the way. That was like from a different country. And I see the Vimy needs a little bit of less light. A little bit of less. One of the ones celebrating one of the big battles of the war. Let's keep going here. Most importantly, not to waste a lot of time. It doesn't take a lot of time to get through Toonies when all you're looking for are some specifics. And I have everything in stock except for I would like to find some painted D-Day. You would always like to find some glow-in-the-dark. Here's a 2003 Bears, the Knowledge one. A little bit the worst for being out there in circulation. Not one pretty enough to keep to the side for anyone's book, but an example, right? So we got the 2 out of roll number 1. Roll number 2, let's go. Oops. I can't handle things sometimes. I just keep dropping them one after another. All right. So you may not be aware, but I've got another channel called Omnivox Gaming. It was Omnivox Karaoke when I was able to broadcast live from my karaoke venue on Wednesday nights. But since that's not a thing anymore because of reasons, we are renamed to Omnivox Gaming. And since I'm not really doing any gaming right now, and the gaming I would do would be Fall Guys anyway, what I am doing is reading you my favorite story, Isaac Asimov's Foundation. Ah, we got another Vimy. I'm reading that to you in installments. So I would ask you to go over to the Omnivox Gaming channel, subscribe of course, and then play back the installments that I've recorded so far of Isaac Asimov's Foundation, which is very, very, very cool. One of the greatest stories. And we're only a little ways in. Plus, it's on a playlist, so you get to just kick back in your bed and put this on and just listen to it a few times. I'll probably lull you to sleep in a couple of occasions. I could be more animate at times, because if you know anything about acting, you got to put out a lot more than you think if you want it to come across. We got another, well, not another, we got another commemorative, but it's the first time we've seen the Nunavut drummer today. That one was made, they made a lot of them, but they were also one of the very first ones made, so finding one that looks like it hasn't been through the wars, that's hard to come by. And this is the one we would love to see in its painted form. This is the Dance of the Northern Lights, the unpainted version of the Glow in the Dark from 2016. And here's another of the same, a much nicer version of it too, but still unpainted Dance of the Northern Lights. 2 rolls in, finding commemoratives, but not finding any, significant paint, I wouldn't say. But we did get 3 that time. The Nunavut drummer and Dance of the Northern Lights twice, right? And this one too, was that 4? Yeah, and a Vimy, pardon me. So 4. Kicking it off with that Vimy. Get that bottom roll and let's go. Let's get you a close up here. Not had a, oh, and there you go. When you're looking and you're finding these, you're a happy camper. The lighting's not doing this thing any justice at all right now. I think maybe I'll turn that up just a little. Get it a little brighter. That is the painted Aboriginal Day. Very nice, and it was the second to last one released. There's a brand new one, newer than this one, but this one was just released just before it. And so finding really nice examples of that one, real easy in circulation, no trouble at all. In fact, I've got quite a few put away. So that is in fact not a keeper for me. We make sure they stay out in circulation. But what I do is I put them in a special roll, and then the next time I go out to buy something, well, I spend them and I make sure that they go into tills, into people's money. And speaking of money, there is the In Flanders Fields, the Remembrance Day poem written about the poppies and the crosses and the people that gave their lives in the war, in all the wars. We try to remember all our veterans through Remembrance Day celebrations here in Canada. And then going back 400 years, that's right, before there was a Canada, there was a Quebec. 400 years from 1608 to 2008. And that means we got 3 out of roll number 3. That's right. That's even. 3 for 3, as they say. All right, roll number 4 and the last roll of a 4-roll search. Thank you, traffic down the road here. I don't know what it is about not having a functional muffler that makes a car go so much faster, but apparently. It's like the first thing you cut off. Apparently that is like speed modification #1. Find wherever your muffler goes and cut that sucker off. You don't need it. And I live on one of the main thoroughfares, and it's fine when regular cars roll by, but not so much when these super modified things do. And that is it. Nothing skunked out of roll number 4. Well, there it is. Wow. Okay. So we'll go here. We got 4 rolls up, 4 rolls down with 2, 4, 3, and 0. And only 1 painted, being this Aboriginal Day one, which you would like to find the matching Aboriginal Day one that is non-painted, ideally, so that you can have the set. And we do, of course, come across those. But there you go. That would be the big find of this 4-roll hunt. We'll leave it at that. Thank you very much for coming by and visiting. I'm Dimebag Darren, and from Dimebag Darren World Headquarters here in the corner of my living room, 4 up, 4 down, and we are out of here. And we are back. Ta-da! We are back. Okay, so we're not keeping any of these, basically. None of them are good looking enough, or ones that I don't already have totally put away plenty of. So we'll just put these all right back into their rolls so we know that we haven't actually removed any and don't have to count them up. And I'm just going to move them way off to the side. We don't want them confused at all till they're marked up, and I haven't marked them. So we'll grab 4 more and we'll do it again. Oof. Spread out that. I think that's about the right spot. Now it's time to turn to the chat. Between hunts, I'll be able to refer to the chat and get caught up. Yes, Martin's got a big thing happening for all of you that want to collect up some Canadian coins. You definitely want to check out Marty, and a big GAW win from Marty could get you all caught up on your Canadian coin needs, that's for sure. Cartoons and Collecting, thanks for stopping by, hitting hopefully the like button, and then it says take care everyone, so may or may be not there anymore. Be right back, says Malay Man. Jim Cloak, thank you for stopping by. Okay. All right. Looks like I'm up on the chat. Let's get that switched over to live here. Cool. Okay, time to do 4 more the fast way, hopefully. And with good luck, hopefully. Let's switch over to here. Everything look right? Yeah, looks right. I'm not here. I'm not here. Don't tell anybody I was here. All right. Get over there. And start. Welcome back to Dimebag Darren World Headquarters here in the corner of my living room. I appreciate you stopping by and supporting me during another 4-roll Canadian $2 coin search, what we call the Toonie. And I'm looking for the Canadian $2 painted D-Day and the glow-in-the-dark. My stock of all the other coins are good, so that if anybody needs them, I can send them out to you. I don't have to find literally anything, but If one comes out of there that looks like it's nearly uncirculated, don't you worry, we'll be scooping that one right out of circulation. But unless it's super pretty or a glow in the dark or a painted D-Day or something else that's a little harder to come by or that I don't have a few of, I leave them in circulation. In fact, I make sure that they circulate by not returning them to the bank. I spend them. But that's besides the point. You know what it's time for? It is time for another 4-roll hunt. All right, let's go. 4-roll hunt starting from the bottom and wasting no time. Oh, right away. It's not the most obvious commemorative, but it is a commemorative nonetheless. There was a naming contest for this single polar bear. That polar bear is Churchill. And could have been a number of names that were in the running, but Churchill was the one that won. And I always pretend that Churchill was one of the 3 bears that's here in the 2000, with Mama Bear and the 2 baby bears. I think Churchill is the big baby bear. That's what I think. I'm going with that. So we have 2 commemoratives so far, a Churchill and one from 2000, the Knowledge. Now, I enjoy doing these searches, but there's only really one reason for me to do these, and that is to make sure that I have really good stock of the coins that I would like to end up sending to you, Sir John A. MacDonald. I hesitate to use the term founding father because we have prime ministers, not presidents and whatnot, but our first prime minister, Sir John A. Not necessarily the nicest of dudes, apparently, but, you know, back in the day, you know what they say. And one more time, celebrating First World War, sacrifices and wins, and of course, Vimy Ridge. And that's a pretty fresh little first roll, I must say. As the race cars blaze by. Oops. Not bad for a roll number 1. Let's get a roll number 2 going on here. Wow. I don't know where those have been, but let's not discuss it. Among friends, we just, you know, forget it. I'm surprised I touched them. All right. Looking through a reasonably well circulated roll of coins here. I think that one had been to the bottom of the coal mine or something. But yeah. Oh. Well, it's not nothing, but close. It's the 2003 Bears, which I'm pretty sure was not in any kind of low mintage at all. And that is why we never have a problem finding 3 bears. But we never have a problem when we find another nice indigenous coin like this one here for Indigenous Day. That'll be our second one of those that we've come across in these rolls so far. As we did get one in the previous 4-roll search. That's all roll number 2 is going to give us. I'm not complaining. Got a painted, so, but a very old and dark looking 2000. Let's get that next roll going on here. We're working from the bottom up, and right away up comes Dance of the Northern Lights. Unpainted, of course. Make sure that that's flat in there. It's because the painted ones are so obvious, you know, and so pretty that a person sees them in their change and goes ahead and keeps them, even if they're not, you know, much of a coin person. They see that there's something special about our painted different coins, and, you know, they get harvested. But especially the glow in the dark one is one that was kept. Well, and we've got another one right here. One of my favorite designs on a coin. Very simple. This one a little bit dirty and yucky. Nothing that would end up in anybody's book. But the Boreal Forest coin is what we call that one. I think it's got a slightly different name. I think it may be celebrating... No, that's right. Boreal Forest. Pardon me. I'm thinking of something else. And that is it for roll number 3. That was a boreal forest and an unpainted Dance of the Northern Lights. Getting us on to the final roll, roll number 4. Let's quickly see what there might be in roll number 4 for you and me, but mostly me, but maybe you, if you buy a book or two. Ooh. We get the unpainted. That is the unpainted version of the one we just got. The Indigenous Day, pardon me. Now here's what's cool. When they do these, they do the sets and they do 1 million. Sorry, let's look at it this way. 2 million of the painted version and only 1 million of the unpainted version. So getting the nice unpainted version early before it gets scratched up is almost more important than getting the painted one, because there are literally twice as many painted ones as there are unpainted. So this is pretty good. We like that. I might have a page where that needs to be kept, because I could have a page with a bunch of painted but not necessarily a matching number of unpainted. So that one could be a find for me. Might be. Suffice to say, I will find out. And if there's a spot for it in my beloved book, we'll put it in there. Oh, another Dance of the Northern Lights right here. That's another one. I think the mintage might be higher than reported. I don't know what they're reporting, but one I've had a hard time finding in the past, but find fair bit now. That's the Battle at the Atlantic. It's a very busy coin with a lot going on. Pretty cool, actually, with the amount of art that's gone in there. But that finishes off roll number 4. And 3 more. 4 more? 3 or 4 more? No, that's not. Now, what we would love to find, which we haven't yet, is the brand new coin, and this is one of them. This is the Riepel. And he's a Canadian artist with these ducks and geese and whatnot birds in here. But that is the latest and greatest last coin released. Thank you to Block Blockus for sending this forward so that I've got one on hand. And we have not yet had the pleasure of finding them out in the wild. But that is what we're looking for and hoping for. Don't worry, we're going to keep looking till we get it. They can't keep them from us. We will look relentlessly until the box gives me the Riepels that we need. But until then, from Dimebag Darren World Headquarters here in the corner of my living room, I thank you all for coming by and appreciate you very much. Until then, bye for now. Studio mode, front face showing, and there we're back. Dee. And we'll go back over and put these away. Now, this one, I get my personal roll of Toonies down here. Shake them out. Let's just see what's here. All right, we'll take that one and put it in here, but we will keep this one. That's right. And you know what? I'm going to keep this one here too. So that can go there. So making sure I stuff the rolls back with some filler Toonies I have sitting to the side if I'm going to keep any. In this case, I don't need one of them John A's. Don't need another nice Vimy. Don't need another nice Churchill. Don't need another 2000. So we'll move those to the side. That's another 4 rolls up and down. I'll just take my personal roll here of, not even a roll, just a few loose Toonies, so that if I find one in a roll that I want kept, I can sub in something else. But a lot of these are keepers. Oh, and a couple of loonies at the top. All right. And over to the chat. Drum Detect, thank you for coming by. Marty's here still. Video up yet. Joel, Jim Cloak once again still here, coining around. B.A. Tringer, Martin's Treasures, and who's on first? I don't know. Take care, everyone. Thank you, Cartoon Collecting, for coming by early. Appreciate that. I'm back to the not here, so I'm caught up. Thank you, Drum. Appreciate. Okay, ready to do 4 more rolls. We're banging our way through a box of 20, which doesn't take long. I can choose to do them 5 rolls at a time or 4 rolls at a time to get the, the searches done. But I think 4, and then I get 1 extra search out of it, right? That makes sense, to get 5 searches out of a box instead of just 4, maybe? Anyways, that's my thinking on the matter, and hopefully you agree and that I'm not too boring. I know it's not exciting. I want to excite a little bit. I want to include my cool mouse and RGB things a little bit. Make it look like a technology man, Show off the set. Oh, that's what I need. I need a logo on my set. I do not have a logo on my set. There we go. That's what I needed. Okay. Please do visit Omnivox for Omnivox Storytime and check out. I know you'll love the book. You really will. I know you will. It's a great, 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 great story. And really, 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 it shaped our lives. You don't even know. Isaac Asimov coined the word robot. Literally. He made up the word robot. He's somebody to be reckoned with, a great storyteller, and the Foundation series is the greatest story, the greatest story. Next to Jesus and, don't know what to tell you. All right, Nick Molnar, you, Hoser. Love you, man. Thank you for coming by. All right, 4 more rolls up and down. Let's go. Let's go. All I got to do is reset the banner thing. Okay. And then hit the record thing. Welcome back to Dimebag Darren World Headquarters here in the corner of my living room. And once again, it's 4 rolls up and 4 rolls down on a Canadian $2 coin hunt. We hope to find the cool ones. You don't always. In fact, you often don't. What are you going to do? But we've got 4 more rolls to go through, and I think it's tradition. We're going to start at the bottom and work our way up. Here we go. It's simple for me because I'm just looking for certain particular commemoratives. And that makes it super easy because I have stock on all the other ones. And that is so that this is what I think you should do. You should order the kind of Canadian $2 book that you want from Lighthouse. Whether it's the smaller book that's more simple or the more fancy book, order it. And get it to yourself, paid with the lowest price that you can possibly get. And definitely order a couple of spare extra pages immediately, because the Lighthouse people have not kept up and they don't send enough pages for nice. About time we found something cool. So order the book that you want, and if it's the kind with the replaceable pages, order at least 2 more pages right away. And then let me know. And I will send you the coins for the most part that you need for that book. And I will sell them to you at 1.25 face value. So that victory coin that's in here right now, you're going to end up with a victory one like this, painted and beautiful, and an unpainted one. I'm going to have selected them from all these rolls to make sure that they're as nice as they can be. And you are going to pay me $2.50. That's 1.25 face for your $2 coin. And that's going to include every special one. I'm not going to jack up any prices. If you go on to eBay and look for the prices of these, they're They'll be jacked up. They're not going to be 1.25 face. And that's because I want something for doing all the searching, but I'm also not here to maximize my profits in order to turn this into some kind of business. The only reason I do this is to have the fun of searching through the rolls and then providing those to you in hopes that one day you'll find something that I want and maybe you'll send it out to me, and hopefully it won't cost me an arm and a leg either. Unfortunately, the sending part always costs a certain amount, so you can't really get around that. But your price per coin will be very inexpensive. As I said, it won't vary. It'll be 1.25 face. There will be the cost of shipping. And if you get your own book, like I think you should, then you can, work on getting the best deal you can on the book that you want. But, in the end, like let's say the one small book from Lighthouse has room for, I think, 60 toonies. That's a total of $120 worth of toonies right there, if you're filling up all 60 spaces. And, so that gets to be a fairly expensive prospect. Here we go. War on the Atlantic. A fairly nice looking one that's gotten a little dark toning in an area, and looks as though maybe it could have got a little knocked there, right underneath the big barrel of the gun in the main center of the coin, but a very cool coin nonetheless. And our first commemorative out of this roll number 2. Roll number 1 gave us a painted victory, so there's a victory right there no matter what. We got some paint out of these 4, and a nice one to boot, or a decent one. It looks like one that could actually take a little soap and water wash, which I don't think is bad for these. These are circulated coins. They have they have the scratches of circulation on them. You're not doing them a disservice by giving them a soap and water wash. I wouldn't be scrubbing them with a Brillo pad, but and right on. Once again, it's Indigenous Day, and we get the unpainted Indigenous Day. That's a nice one, and one that might very well find its way into the book. And finally, the HMS Shannon is what I have in my hands. I'll get that one under the scope. One of the coolest coins because of its... What? Hang on. Me and the roll are having a fight. We have very few arguments with our southern neighbors. But once upon a time when we did, one of the things that we did was we took their ship with our ship. And this is our ship, the HMS Shannon. And with the HMS Shannon, we escorted a captured U.S. Navy vessel into Halifax Harbor because it was ours. We took it. And that's that. Now, of course, we're on good terms these days, but back in the day, we're on to roll number 4. Let's not discuss it. We're good neighbors now. All right, let's get a couple flat in there. Marty was saying how he doesn't have any black ring toonies. They're just not easily found there out on the other side of the planet Canada. And so I've got a little package we're going to send out to him. But the reason why is because we're not lacking for black ring toonies here at all. I have had no problems finding them. And speaking of finding, we'll start with another HMS Shannon. But we'll move right on to a black ring toonie. Ooh. It's about time. There it is, kids. Definite keeper. The unpainted Repel from circulation. Very nice. Oh boy, that's exciting for me because that tells me for sure they are out in circulation in my location. Nice. I'm happy days. Okay, so let's put that one to the side there. I'm happy days. That means there's also a chance we'll find more, another black ring, in this box. Happy days. Once there's one in a box, there can be more in a box. And even if that's the only one in the box, happy days. All right. So we got an unpainted Repel. We got that black ring. that black ring, and this HMS Shannon. But we did get skunked on that one roll, right? So, all in all, I'm happy. Happy, happy, joy, joy. You kidding me? Yeah, baby. If for the reappel and nothing else. But we did get that paint, and I'll end up keeping the painted, the reappel, and probably this Indigenous Day. So it'll be back to my own personal role to get those filled in. But for now, from Dimebag Darren World Headquarters, I so appreciate you being here for those 4 rolls. We're up, we're down, and we're done. But we'll be back with 4 more rolls soon enough. But until then, bye for now. Ooh, all right. Let's get that personal roll back out here. We're going to need a couple of coins. See, there's some D-Days right there. That's a Battle of the Atlantic, Battle of the Atlantic. There's a regular but very nice regular coin. That's one. So we'll take that one out and put that one there. We'll be keeping that. I'll be keeping this one. We'll have to put one back for that. What's it going to be? Not that one, this one. And I'll be keeping this one. So I'll put one back for that. I think that covers it. So we'll throw these back in here into the swap. It's not a roll, it's just a few. Call it the swap roll because it's going into a roll, but it's not a roll. Okay, so this one is a regular, right, that I just put there, the 2 black ones. So this is a HMS Shannon. We'll put the black ones right on the top. Then on this one, it's a War in the Atlantic. And what are the other 2? Oh, regular one, and then Shannon. All right, so we'll put the Shannon on the top. This one didn't get. And then this one is a regular, and this, and oh, it's 2000s. So that's 4 more rolls done. We'll set them aside. They are finito. We got 2 more 4-roll hunts, and then we're done. Like I said, we're up or down, right? It is what we get. Chance to visit with the chat. Thank you very much for hanging out. John Cloak, BH Ringer, Martin's Treasure, Drum Detect. Everybody, Nick Molnar, I love you, guy. Nice to see you. How's our friend doing? I need to know. I need an update. Brown Sugar and everybody else who stopped by during this quick and impromptu, many times over, 4 or 5 times over 4-roll hunt. Because, you know, I'm doing this over and over and over. Let's just adjust the overhead camera a little bit. Don't forget Omnivox Storytime. Please go over to Omnivox Gaming. Go into the playlists. Find the Foundation Series playlist and just click play. And if it's not enjoyable, there's something I can do to make it better, you let me know. Please, because I want to know. I'm up to good and bad criticism. So if you've got something to tell me, somebody said I sped one up a little bit and somebody noticed that it was robotic and that was because it was sped up and whatnot. So I won't do that anymore. And I am trying to personify voices a little bit, but not try to act them out completely. So just so you can more easily follow who is speaking, I am trying to personify the voices a little bit. And, oh, the story is great. Oh, the story is great. But anyway, especially when Harry talks. Because when Harry talks, it's got the special effect. Anyway, that being said, please come over to Omnivox and engage in Omnivox Storytime by playing the playlist for Isaac Asimov's Foundation. All right. Thank you, BH. Appreciate that. Okay, one more. Let's hit it. This one and then one more and then the box is done. As soon as I hit the record button and the car drives away. Welcome back to Dimebag Darren World Headquarters here in the corner of my living room. And once again, we're diving into 4 rolls of Canadian $2 coins. We call them Toonies because we call the $1 coin loonies. And we call them loonies because it has a loon bird on it. And it has the loon bird on it because the original dies that were made and ready to be used got lost, stolen, destroyed, and were never found. They were supposed to have the same 2 dudes in the canoe. The Voyager scene was supposed to be on the $1 coin, and if it had been, if we hadn't gone back for that already sculpted loony option, we would likely have never called the $2 coin a Toonie, because there would have been no loony, because we would have had the boaty, the canoey. I don't know what we would have had, but I know what we've got here. We've got 4 rolls to go through, starting at the bottom and going to the top, wasting no further time unless a coin inspires a story. If there's no coin to inspire no story, and here's our first story. Vimy Ridge. Many a good Canadian did his duty on Vimy, and a pivotal battle of the war. The Canadians, of course, were a very big, important part of the war in general and Vimy Ridge in particular. We quickly go through these looking for the commemoratives, which means if it's got a polar bear standing there, it's not the coin you're looking for. This is not the coin you're looking for. But if it's got multiple polar bears or something other than a polar bear, like maybe this scene of, once again, the 2 guys are out on the canoe, but the Northern Lights do dance in the background, and that takes care of roll number 1 with 2 commemoratives, the Dance of the Northern Lights and a Vimy. Roll number 2, something to do. First 2, we'll put them in there and make sure they're nice and flat. And that allows us to drop in the rest. But we won't be dropping in this one. This one celebrates the fact that at the Toronto University, Banting and Best isolated the use of insulin for human beings, saving countless lives. Yay, Canada. We rock. We rock, we save lives, and do great things. Elon has a special connection to Canada as well. Doing great things. Wow. Oh, and we got one more battle in the Atlantic right here. We already kind of know what that one looks like, but just for the heck of it, we'll put that one up there for a moment. And is our bounty from roll number 2. 2 from 2. 2 from 1, 2 from 2. What are we going to get from number 3? I don't know. You have to bear with me on that one. Bear. Ha ha. 2 bears in the bottom. 2 bears in the bottom. You got 2 bears in your bottom. You got a big bottom. But then you could have one on the left and one on the right, and if they balanced out, you'd be quite the spectacle walking down the road with 2 balanced bears in your bottom. What if they were loud? If they were loud, would you have 2 boisterous bears in your bottom? Would they be balanced? 2 balanced, boisterous bears in your bottom? That'd be bad. That'd be bad. Oh, thank you very much for sliding that loony in there. I really appreciate when you give me a loony in place of a Toonie. Now, Bank, you saw that. Bloody hell. Thanks for nothing. But we do have a black Toonie here. We'll throw that one up. We got hosed. Thank you, TD Bank. I'll call you out. I think I'll cue that up and play it back to them at the bank and tell them they need to give me another. Why shouldn't I? How many minutes are we in here? 49, 50 minutes in. Oh yeah, no, I'm going to remember. I'm going to go back to the bank and tell them. Honestly, I mean, I'm sure that it's against the rules for me to shortchange them, wouldn't you think? All right, so we'll call this the Black Ring Toonie, and that's all I got out of there, and I'm pretty sure I'm one short. I'd have to count it to be sure, but I'm pretty sure that I don't got an extra. All right, anyway. Let's start by just getting a couple in the bottom. I see some collectibles already under finger. This one is the first one that came out and is a 2000 knowledge. Not a bad looking one either, honestly. But that was quickly covered by, or backed up by a black ring. So we got one of those. In fact, having it on camera might be the only way to actually prove that it is what it is. Hell, this one's giving up the treasures. We got another insulin right away. Yeah, having it on camera might be the only way. Now and then I get a foreign coin in, and I'll keep a foreign coin. I'm pretty happy with that. But honestly, from the point of view of getting this is, I'm going to count it, but it's got a big ugh on it, and it's a Shannon. I don't want a different Canadian coin jammed in there. That's not acceptable. And I think, yeah, that's going to fall into the category of nope. Especially when I know where it is on the video. I will cue it up and say, look, hey, yo, you got to do something for me here. So roll number 4 gives us a Shannon. We got another black ring Toonie. We got the 3 bears. And what was this one here? Oh, an insulin. Oh, yeah. So out of those 4, we got 2, 2, 1, and they stole from us, and 4. I want to say not so bad. I would have liked to have seen some paint in there to make up for that rip-off, but I'll make the bank pay one way or the other. From Dan Big Darren World Headquarters here in the corner of my living room. We're up, we're down. I'm a little disappointed. Oh well, fade to black. And bring it back. Yeah. Sucks getting ripped off by the bank. Let's put these away. Don't need a black one. Don't need that one. Don't need another insulin. We'll put the black one on the top. We'll put the black one on the top. I likely have to put another one in there. Okay, hang on a second here. I won't leave it knowingly short, but I will argue that point. It's just not right. Okay, I don't think I need any more insulin. Not personally. And a Vimy and a Dance of the Northern Lights also not needed. So those 4 go away. A little bit disappointed. Last 4 anyway. We can get over ourselves now. Time for the chat. Thank you very much for hanging out. I appreciate you, Dumpy Drum Detect, Martin B. Stringer, Jim Cloak, Brown Eyed Girl, Coining Around, all you guys who may or may not be here right now. I appreciate that you stopped by. I really do. I'm just loading the already checked rolls back into the box right now. And each one has whatever kind of commemorative I found that I didn't swap out right at the very top of the roll so I can see, you know, what's what. But if I didn't swap it out immediately, then it's at the top of the roll. And I swapped it out immediately if I knew I really wanted to keep it. Which may or may not be the case in some cases. I might know right away. All right. this to be over. Let's put it there. Straight lines. I need everything to match up with silly straight lines. Okay. All right. I think that's good. You scored a real nice Province of Quebec provincial quarter from Tim's. Nice. Yeah, I went to Tim's yesterday. My wife wanted a BLT, so I ordered that. And then I ordered a regular coffee with 2 cream and a half a sugar. And I ordered a regular coffee, medium, both medium, decaf with Splenda and cream. And I got to the window, and they looked at me and they said, "We don't have any decaf." And since my brother-in-law was with me and he only drinks decaffeinated coffee, I said, "Well, do you have anything else that's decaffeinated or something else that he could get?" And they looked at me and they said, "Green tea." So I looked at my brother-in-law, he's ready to sort of just cave in at a moment's notice. So I looked at him and he says, "They only have green tea. Do you want green tea?" And he nodded and said yes. And then I looked at him again and I said, "Do you really want green tea?" And he said no. So I said to the lady, "No, I want a refund." And she's arguing with me about other things that he could get. I said, "No, just refund the purchase. He doesn't want any other things, decaf coffee or nothing." So they hand me the sandwich and I'm off to go. And it's like, "Well, what about the first coffee on the order?" And the guy looks at me like an idiot, goes over, makes the thing print out another piece of paper, and he's now handing me this piece of paper. And I looked at him, I said, "I made the order, I read it on the screen, it had my coffee on it, now it doesn't. You know what, I really don't care, and you people are absolutely incompetent." And I drove away, because I just as soon, honestly, if I'm going to stay, it's going all the way to the manager, and it's going to be a thing, right? So I have to make a choice right then and there. Drive away, keep my sanity, and not worry about whether I was charged, whether I wasn't. It just doesn't matter. Or light the place up and burn it to the ground. So, anyway, Jim Clark, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you, sir. Ready for one last hunt and we'll be done as well. And it'll be time to visit somebody else's live stream, because this one is for the purpose of just cranking out these searches so that afterwards I can edit them slightly and then put them up. I have my little recorder and I start recording at the moment that, I begin again with the banners. We do the whole thing. It's kind of like being present as a studio audience while they tape shows that will be aired later, if that makes any sense. And hopefully it does. But if it doesn't, too bad. Here we go again. Welcome back to Dimebag Darren World Headquarters, here in the corner of my living room. And the last of 5 4-roll hunts through 1 box of Canadian $2 toonies. Not loonies, but toonies. And we're going to get right at it. We've got the 4 rolls ready to go. Let's start from the bottom, and we're going to work our way up with roll number 1. And as soon as we get something good to show you on the scope, we will show you. We put 2 in and get the bottom set nice and flat so that they will work as we drop in the rest. All right, we've got our first. Nothing remarkable, unfortunately, because it is the knowledge, which there are plenty of. But it's still nice to find. And hopefully we will find a nunner. It would be nice to find another repel, but we'll take what comes. And here's what comes. Our first Summit Series painted. So when you get paint, you can't complain. And there it is. Celebrating the hockey win from 50 years ago, 1972, when we took on the Soviet Union and crushed them. It's a Canadian thing. Oh, and Nunavut drummer raises his head and his drumsticks. Hey, Nunavut drummer. One of the earliest of the commemoratives. The Nunavut drummer was made in super high circulation, in my opinion. And that is why you find them regularly, but you don't find them nice. Unless you get somebody who's liquidated their collection and you grab it out of circulation, you're likely not to find a really nice Nunavut drummer. So that's 3 out of roll number 1. Oops. Stuck. 3 bears are painted and are Nunavut. Roll number 2. Let's go. Oops. Well, it jumps right out because it's a Vimy. Getting things started with a Vimy. That one leapt out of that roll. It said, get me out of here. Wow, what do we have here? From a Vimy to a Sir John A. From a Sir John A. to a Churchill. From a Churchill to a 3 Bears. From a 3 Bears to a in Flanders Fields. What's going on here? From an in Flanders Fields to a Nunavut drummer. Wait a second. They gave me my own roll back. That's my own mark. Ah. And every one of these. Another Nunavut drummer. Okay. Well. Okay then. I see. Did they literally go to the back of the room and hand me coins that I was handing in? That's funny. Because that's a Nunavut drummer, that's a Nunavut drummer, that's a Insulin, there's Dance of the Northern Lights, here's 2000 Knowledge, there's the D-Day, here is Dance of the Northern Lights, here is Churchill, D-Day, War in the Atlantic, Boreal Forest, Nunavut drummer, Boreal Forest, Flanders Fields, and the boat. So yeah, everything in this roll with a giant plus on it is coins that I've already looked through, and they are all commemoratives. That's why it's got the plus on the outside of the box. Yeah, okay, let's just get these here out of here, and that's going to end. That's a little anticlimactic for the end of my hunt here, but I do realize that these are all coins I wasn't going to be keeping. No. Okay, so I got a reappel out of that box. I can't complain. I'll just put these back in the darn roll. These ones 3. I'll put those 2 back in there. I'm just going to rebuild this. There'll be one more out of here I can sacrifice, I'm sure. Regular. That one looks dirty. It's not regular, but it's not good. There's a Victory. Well, there it is. I mean, I do have that, but I do have this. So that's going to go in there. These ones are going to be kept. Wow. Explain the drummer one. Well, what you would have thought of if you're an American as an Eskimo, I guess, that over the years we've come to give, different, more respectful names to. One of those were the Inuit. The Eskimo people are named Inuit. And the Inuit drummer is just exactly that, an Eskimo drummer that is drumming away hard on a big stretched skin style drum. And let me just, in fact, because there's 10 of them in this roll, let me just, here we go. Sometimes it's hard to understand the designs of them because you have to remember they go past the center and encompass the whole coin. But here you've got a drummer in a parka. He's got his boots either side of the drum. You can see the big drum mallet that he's working with there. You don't see his face, but you can see his outline of his parka and his legs. It says Nunavut at the bottom, and Nunavut is a area in Canada. It's the northern area, and the Nunavut people are up there. And I don't know if there's more to the drummer than that. In fact, if you'll give me just a second, we're going to get into a little bit more, but I'm going to jam these back into this hidey hole here. Stop that. There, that'll do. Give me just a sec. Nunavut drummer. $2003. 1999. Well, unfortunately, I'm not seeing a lot of the story of the Nunavut drummer coin at all on the informational website I go to called Coins in Canada. They are 100% nickel outer ring. The core is 92% copper, 6% aluminum, and 2% nickel. And what is the numbers? 25,130,000 made. So for the modern painted and unpainted, there's 2 million of the painted and 1 million of the unpainted. Whereas for the Nunavut drummer from back in the day, they pumped out 25 million of that coin. And that's why we come across that one so often. And it's because it's from 1999. It just has been out there that long. 24, 25 years, and going to take its toll on any kind of coin. And that is why, we run into that. Oh, but I wish there was a little bit more of the story of it here at Coins in Canada, so I could have given you a little bit more of the detail. But it is, as a commemorative of those people, those northern people. I call them Northern Canadians, but of course they predate us and are our Aboriginal people. But of all the coins I really needed, that unpainted rappel, that's beautiful. I'll definitely be happy having found that one. It's all a person can hope for. And it tells me that the rappels are out here on the West Coast circulating to some extent. I just haven't been lucky enough to come up with, any for my own collection yet. But that won't stop me, and I will definitely win. And in the end, there'll be some for you as well. From Dimebag Darren World Headquarters here in the corner of my living room. That pretty much wraps up my box search. We are done. So hopefully you had a good time, and hopefully it's given you some thought, especially my American friends. The only reason really that I do these searches is to make sure there's good stock of the nicest coins to send down to friends in the States and other places, and help your collection of Canadian coins blossom. I suggest starting with the quarters, because having all of the Canadian quarters that are commemoratives means a very small investment. If you get your quarter book, like I say, you get it locally, choose the book you like, and then let me know. I'll get together a package of quarters for you that won't cost you much at all, and you'll see. Very cool way of putting together a Canadian collection that you can look at and enjoy for years to come, and a great place for kids to start, because it's not a big investment in time or trouble to get started with quarters. To end, I'm going to once again point you to the Omnivox Gaming channel. Please stop by in order to play yourself the book. Isaac Asimov's Foundation, which I'm reading to you in installments. There's quite a bit of it there now. I think enough to kind of enjoy the story already. So click back, click back, click back, kick back, click on the play button, and listen to them one after another. We are on book 3 right now. And that sounds like we're a ways in, but we're really not that far in, and I think you'll quite enjoy it. So be I right or be I wrong, I do not know, but we shall find out. And that will be it. From Dimebag Darren World Headquarters here in the corner of my living room, I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. Goodbye.